Hi, I'm
Hi.
Ariana. Nice to meet you both.
There you know.
Awesome. So, Kelly, you actually play a character who is from Southfield, and I'm from Southfield too. You're the perfect Southfield girl.
Am I really?
Yes, Southfield girls, we're underestimated, just like Detective Bryant underestimates you. But we don't start fights, we finish them, and you can handle your own.
Oh yeah. Well, to be a cop in Detroit, you got to be able to handle your own, or you'd be dead.
Yeah. Speaking of your character, Jin, she's the new kid in town, and so are you. What was it like for you to come in and try to integrate yourself in the established family in a sense?
Oh, it was nerve-wracking to tell you the truth, to come into a show that's already been going on for a whole season, you know, to be in an all-black cast. Really, I'm one of the few that's not black on this cast. There was a lot for me to learn, not just about the script, the history of Detroit, all of the history behind BMF, but there was a lot of black history to have to take in, to understand, to be able to really play this character. Um and and I have to say, it was fascinating to be able to do all of this research. And the cast has been so awesome. I mean, Steve, he's okay, but the rest, no.
Just okay. Make sure
Steve
you
and I,
clear that. Just
we
okay.
we we have fun. We do. We really are like partners, because we do all of our scenes together, and I really feel like Steve's got my back every single time, just like the show.
For sure. So your characters have different work philosophies. Steve, what would you describe as Brian's work philosophy? And Kelly, what about Jim's?
So, my work philosophy is arguably, well, first of all, I'm obsessed with Meech this year and trying to put him under the ground, right? So, my work philosophy is to arguably get it by any means necessary. And I think the only means that I won't use is just to go up and kill him. I think I'll manipulate people. I think I'll change their words around. I think I'll blackmail them. I think I'll do just about anything up into and abutting to actually, killing somebody over it. And so that's my character's philosophy. And then when you have a philosophy like that, you have to be concerning about blurring the lines of actually, are you a police officer or not? I think when you're a dirty cop, you don't blur that line. You understand you're a dirty cop, but you're still a cop. There are still things you do that are really sort of good. I think the great thing about bringing Kelly in is that I can't just go hog wild. I have a partner. So there's a responsibility there. There's a trying to find a trust there. There's a manipulation thing that's going on. There's a partnership that goes on that we have to earn. And so I think that dynamic helps keep my character from just about doing anything he could to get this person.
Yes. Kelly, what would you say is Detective Jins?
Jin's, I think, she's not a dirty cop. She does her job, she plays by the rules. I think that not only is she fighting, these all these criminals, but she's also fighting racism and sexism, and just being a woman on the force at this day and age. I think that she is really trying to to get Bryant to really be a partner in this. I mean, he's off doing his own thing and he does everything his own way, and he just cuts her out. I think that's also what she's fighting for, is this partnership, because I think she feels like she really won't be able to do anything without it. So yeah, she's got a lot to work through.
For sure. And I feel like Bryant is always confused when she like helps people. It's always like, why are you doing that? She's like, well, I'm like serving the community as we're supposed to. And I feel like we get a bit of a backstory about her Vietnamese background and how she understands how Black soldiers actually saved her and her family. But Bryant really doesn't have that connection or that thought process. Do you either of you think that Bryant can kind of turn Detective Jin and get her to despise BMF as much as this is a bone that he just will not drop for decades, as we learn?
I think that she understands that it's the job, right? And for her, it's not personal. For her, it's just going after these criminals, which is what she's been doing for her entire career. You know, I don't think it gets personal for her the way it does for Steve's character, for Bryant. But you know, for Bryant, it's a whole other. Steve, you need to talk about it.
It's ingrained in me. So you know, because I am in and of the same community that Meech is from, and I am in and of that sort of thing. So when he from season one, I actually was his sort of baseball coach when he was a kid. So I've watched this kid growing up. I've known his family forever. I've seen what he turned into, and when he was turning into it, and I thought he would only be doing, you know, basic drug deals where I could get a little bit of this off of the side, I can make somebody move so you really roll some money. I'm okay with that. When he went to something else, it changed. And it's almost like when a family member, for lack of a better word, you know, the person that hurts you the most usually is family. At the end of the day, you other people, you can just cut them off, and it's easy. It's hard to do that. In this situation, I think he was shocked at what degree this kid was willing, and subsequently how they were able to grow. So for me, it is personal. It doesn't have to do with interfering with the job, because he is a bad guy. I'm also clearly of the understanding that he's a bad guy, and not just your readily run-of-the-day bad guy. He's actually a bad guy that has affected me in a way that I could then be bad. If that makes sense.
And you're even kind of confront B-Mickie with the ramifications of their occupation when you show him all of the bodies that, okay, this isn't just for you guys to get money and change, like it is literally affecting where you're from, which is definitely interesting. So the show is set in the late 80s, and obviously you guys have those costumings, the songs. What are some of your favorite 80s trends and songs?
Well, I was just telling Steve earlier that I used to call myself Jazzy K when I was in high school in the 80s. And I only dated breakdancers.
She said it.
That was my thing.
All right.
What was it about breakdancers that really were for you?
They were just so hot. All that, you know, athleticism, and it was awesome. I also went through a period where I thought it was Apollonia. So
Woo!
This is all living in Hawaii, by the way.
Steve, please text Randy that you guys have to get breakdancers.
Oh, we got to do something. Right? We can't let Jazzy K go without some love. We can't do it. I just found that out today. This is right now my favorite interview. Right now, for sure. We got Jazzy K out. I'm good. I'm good all day now. I'm good all day.
You know I'm never going to hear the end of it now, right?
Yes. Well, what are some of your favorite songs and trends from the 80s?
Me?
Yes.
Look, I'm an R&B dude. So a lot of my 80s are R&B cats. I'm a dude that also, you know, I remember when Thriller came out. I remember the uproar and the excitement over Michael Jackson's Thriller, and how at the time I was in college and we all, you know, sat there and watched it. And then afterwards, everybody went outside and started doing their neck and everything, trying to make it happen. And when the leather came out, and the 80s were, you know, as we get further and further from decades, then they start to get a little more love, right? So the 80s will start, and the early 90s, which is also takes place in, will start getting a little more love as we get further and further away and actually understand how it rolled into the hip hop genre, how that really sort of catapulted itself. But it really started in the 80s. You know, a lot of that stuff started, and then it turned into different things, whether you want to the music you got now. But that really sort of got its kickoff from the 80s. And I loved all of that, man. I wasn't a fan necessarily of the Jheri curl or the S curl, whatever curl we was wearing when we was trying to do it. Although I did try to wear one.
Jheri curls?
I did. Not a Jheri curl. I had a carefree curl. You got to know what that is in a yellow and red bottle, boy. You put it in. I had my little wave cap and everything. It was bananas. Now it's hard to see because nobody's ever seen me with hair the last 800 years.
I have to see a photo.
There is no photo, bro. I knew better than to do that. There's no photo, but
You burn all the evidence.
Awesome. Well, we definitely need an episode where you guys have a night out so we can see all this. But thank you so much for talking to me. Congrats on season 2 and looking forward to talking to you about future projects.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.